LeBron, you've spoken to us about retirement more than at any other point in your career as this season played out. What do you feel like's left for you in the NBA?
Well, I think you guys asked me about it, and I've answered questions. Yeah, I don't think I've come out like, "Oh, retirement is coming." So, I mean, with my future, I don't know. Obviously, I mean, this is obviously we're still fresh from obviously losing, and
the Lakers were swept, 4 straight losses, no need for Game 5. Oklahoma City closed the series decisively, ending Los Angeles' playoff run without hesitation. In Game 4, the final score read 115-110, and with that, the Thunder completed the sweep on the road, officially eliminating the Lakers from the postseason. Moments after the loss, LeBron James walked up to the podium and brought up retirement once again. Not for the first time, and likely not for the last. It's a familiar storyline that tends to surface whenever a playoff run ends early. Some see it as reflection, others see it as timing, but the pattern has become hard to ignore. At this point, it raises a simple question for fans. How many times can the same retirement hint appear after postseason defeats before it stops being taken at face value? And realistically, does anyone truly believe LeBron James is walking away from a contract worth tens of millions next season? With the Lakers officially eliminated, the ripple effects were immediate. No Western Conference Finals appearance. No championship contention headlines. No postseason spotlight for Los Angeles. Just an early exit that quickly shifted attention elsewhere. And once again, LeBron became the center of the post-game conversation. As has often been the case after playoff exits, he stepped in front of the media and shaped the narrative around his future rather than the loss itself.
Yeah, I don't think I've come out like, "Oh, retirement is coming." So, I mean, with my future, I don't know. Obviously, I mean, this is obviously we're still fresh from obviously losing, and I don't know. I mean, I don't know what the future holds for me. Obviously, as it stands right now tonight, I got a lot of time. I'll sit back, like I think I said it last year after we lost, I think to Minnesota, to go back and recalibrate with my family and talk with them and spend some time with them. And then when the time comes, obviously, you guys know what I decide.
1:15, 1:51. The scene at the podium felt carefully set up, almost routine at this point. Reporters asked the expected question: what comes next? Retirement? The future? Roster decisions? And LeBron James delivered the response fans have heard in different forms for years. He spoke about uncertainty, about needing time to think, about stepping back, spending time with family, and evaluating what comes next before making any final decision about his career. The message, word for word, followed a familiar pattern. No one truly knows what the future holds. He needs time to reflect on the season, and eventually the answer will become clear to everyone. On paper, it sounds thoughtful. But in reality, it adds very little new information. It functions more like a placeholder than a decision. A collection of familiar phrases: recalibrate, evaluate, reflect, consider the future, that can be rearranged after almost any postseason loss and still deliver the same result. He could have delivered that same explanation after any playoff exit over the past decade, and the meaning would not have changed at all. It has become a cycle. A predictable script that plays out at the end of every season that doesn't end with a championship. And once again, the moment felt less like a revelation and more like a well-rehearsed routine repeated one more time under the bright lights of a postseason exit.
LeBron, in year 23, how different did this feel walking up the court, not knowing what the future holds for you versus past years when we knew you were coming back to play?
I don't know. I mean, I guess when you get like over 40, you start forgetting shit that happened. So I don't even remember many of the last times.
The retirement storyline has essentially become a recurring media tool in LeBron James' post-game narrative. Whenever a season ends earlier than expected, the topic immediately resurfaces. Sometimes it comes from reporters who know it guarantees headlines. Other times it feels like it's indirectly amplified through familiar media channels around him. Regardless of how it starts, the response almost always follows the same structure. Carefully worded, open-ended, and emotionally framed. It shifts attention away from the disappointment of the actual playoff exit and redirects it toward a more personal storyline about legacy, longevity, and the possibility of an ending career. At this point, the pattern is well established. The basketball world has seen it enough times to recognize the cycle, yet it continues to generate the same reaction year after year. Questions like, is this the end? Or, will he retire? Or, was that his final game? Quickly dominate headlines. And just like that, attention moves away from the series loss and towards speculation about his future. The result is a familiar media loop. Engagement spikes, debates ignite, and the actual on-court outcome gets pushed into the background. Meanwhile, the narrative shifts toward LeBron's next decision rather than the playoff defeat itself. Over time, this has become a repeating pattern in how post-season exits involving him are discussed, where the loss itself is only the beginning of a much larger conversation about legacy and what comes next.
Listen, like I said, I left everything I could out on the floor. I control what I can control, and I can leave the floor saying like, even though I hate losing, obviously, but I was locked in on what we needed to do. I tried to make sure our guys were locked in on what we needed to do throughout the postseason, throughout 10 games. And obviously we fell a little short, obviously, but I'm not looking at, my year as a disappointment. That's for damn sure. Especially, I was put into some positions that I've never played in my career before. Actually, in my life. I've never been a third option in my life. So to be able to, thrive in that role for that period of time, and then have to step back into the role that I've been accustomed with over my career, over my life, playing a sport, and be able to thrive under that, and then just my teammates allowing me to lead them under extreme circumstances.
Let's break down the actual basketball that led to the Lakers getting swept, because that's the part nobody at the podium really wants to focus on. Oklahoma City handled the series 4-0 in convincing fashion. Game 1 set the tone early. Game 2 turned into an 18-point blowout where LeBron spent much of the night arguing with officials and exchanging words with fans courtside. Game 3 was another loss where he struggled down the stretch, scoring just 4 points in the fourth quarter, while shooting under 40% from the field. Game 4, the elimination game, was the only one where the Lakers showed real fight, going on a 39-point third-quarter run to make things interesting, but ultimately falling short once again. On paper, LeBron's Game 4 numbers don't look bad at all. 24 points and 12 rebounds. Even a rare playoff double-digit rebounding night for him at this stage of his career. The kind of stat line that looks solid in post-game graphics and highlight packages. But most of those rebounds came in a losing effort, and much of the scoring came when the outcome was already slipping away. The Lakers didn't need respectable numbers, they needed dominance, and that never arrived when it mattered most. The Luka Doncic situation will likely become the easy explanation this offseason. The Lakers' new centerpiece missed the entire postseason due to injury, removing their primary offensive engine. Without Luka, the spacing collapsed. The creation vanished. And defenses could key in more heavily on LeBron. That excuse has truth to it, but it doesn't tell the full story. The Lakers still had chances to adjust, but never truly found a stable offensive identity without him. Coaching adjustments fell short, the supporting cast lacked consistency, and the 41-year-old superstar simply didn't have enough energy left to carry everything alone at a championship level, something analysts have been warning about for a while now. Another talking point coming out of the locker room will be LeBron's changing role. He even addressed it directly after the game, saying he found himself in situations he had never experienced in his career before, specifically noting that he had never been a third option in his entire life. He framed it as a learning experience and something he appreciated from his teammates. But realistically, it also reflects a major shift in hierarchy that raises questions about his future role on this roster. Because now the Lakers structure is becoming a puzzle. Luka Doncic is clearly the franchise cornerstone moving forward. The offense has to be built around him completely. Ball dominance, playmaking responsibility, and system design all flow through him. Around that, the team needs shooters, defenders, and role players who maximize his strengths and spacing. That leaves LeBron in a complicated position. At 41, on a massive contract, he is no longer the ideal complementary piece for a Luka-led system. He still requires touches, control of possessions, and offensive involvement to be effective. He is no longer a high-level off-ball spacer. And defensively, he can't consistently anchor matchups the way a championship wing needs to in that system anymore. That creates a financial and basketball dilemma for the front office. Do they continue allocating max-level money to a player whose style doesn't naturally align with their new superstar's timeline? Do they sacrifice roster depth to accommodate both stars? Or do they finally prioritize building entirely around Luka, even if that means moving on from LeBron's final chapter in Los Angeles? The retirement talk that surfaced at the podium also plays into that leverage. Even if it's not a literal decision, the uncertainty adds pressure on the organization. The Lakers have invested heavily in the LeBron era both on and off the court, and letting him walk would create a massive public and branding shift. That kind of pressure often pushes teams toward bigger offers rather than clean separations. There's also the Bronny factor. Playing alongside his son has been one of the defining storylines of LeBron's late career. It's a rare achievement in NBA history and a personal milestone that adds emotional weight to his decision-making. Walking away from that situation immediately doesn't feel likely. Financially, retirement doesn't make much sense either. His contract situation and free agency status mean multiple teams will still line up with significant offers, with the Lakers likely positioned to offer the most. It's difficult to imagine a player of his stature leaving guaranteed money on the table at this stage. Then there's the legacy chase. The scoring records, longevity milestones, playoff marks, and statistical achievements are still within reach or being extended. Every season adds new history to his resume, and there's no clear indication he's ready to stop accumulating those records yet. So the reality is this: retirement talk may create headlines, but the likelihood of it happening immediately is extremely low. The more realistic timeline is another season or two, not an abrupt exit this summer. And that's why Lakers fans are divided. Some want full commitment to Luka's future. Some want one last ride with LeBron. Some want both, even if the roster math doesn't support it. But the uncertainty keeps everyone engaged, and that's exactly what these post-game comments tend to do. Because every time the retirement question comes up, the conversation shifts away from the loss itself. And once again, the Lakers are swept out of the playoffs while the narrative moves elsewhere. That's the story. The scoreboard tells one truth, the podium tells another, and the debate keeps going.